she's back with Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me.
Well, no, it comes later this afternoon.
Yeah, it just kind of shows up on its own.
And here's what it means to the rest of us.
Yeah. Well, Mercury's a planet of communication, so it means bound to be done over again and bound to be repeated. Misunderstandings, miscommunications, things done over again. About the only cool thing to do during it is something that you really don't want to get caught at, but... I thought I would tell each one of the 12 signs where they can expect it. For Aries, Mercury is retrograding in their own sign, and Aries have a difficult time finishing things that they start, so that gets even more complicated when Mercury retrogrades.
Oh, great.
They have their own, and Aries have to be really careful to make sure that they are understood clearly, that what they say is what they meant, what you heard is what they meant you to hear. So if I was Aries, I would just zip my lip for about 3 weeks or so. For Tauruses, it's very frustrating for Tauruses, and I know. Look at, yeah, exactly. And this is because they do things in fits and starts, things that they had agreements to. They find out maybe not such a good agreement. People that they were depending on may not come through with them, and so if I was a Taurus, I would try and do stuff, but I wouldn't expect very much to occur till after the 23rd or so, and they may at one point or another have to eat their own words. So again, careful with what they say. For Geminis, this is an interesting thing because Aries is really quite a good sign for Gemini, which is what Muammar Gaddafi is. And he may find that their male friends say that they're going to help them and offer help and offer support that really doesn't come to be. But they think going into this retrograde that they've got the support of their male friends, and they're going to find out that it's not really a team effort. For Cancers, this is in their 10th house of career and public standing. Cancers have tried since January to bring something forward professionally, and they thought they had everything in line, and they thought they had a go at it, and then there's some paperwork glitch or some sort of a glitch that stops that professional ball from rolling. And they won't be able to pick it back up until after the 23rd. Leos, though, it goes really well for them because Aries... Yeah, I'm happy because you're my boss. Aries trides the sign of Leo, and they may have some vacation plans change. That's the kind of thing where if I was traveling during this retrograde, I would take my bags with me, and if they bumped my flight, I'd go first class. This is a good time to go over legal documents and agreements that you've already agreed to make sure that all of the terms are the same, and and so that's really not a very bad thing. It's a good time for soliciting information, not a great time to act, and something may clear up for them. For Virgos, it's in their 8th house of other people's money flowing their way, so they have to be really careful with the nickels and dimes and dollars and making sure that they account for everything correctly, because a small paperwork financial mistake now can just ripple throughout the rest of the summer, so they really want to make sure that all of their numbers add up as I go to start a bank account. For Libras, I think it's very difficult for them. Mercury is opposing their sign, and it seems that everybody's going to be yelling at the Libra for things the Libra didn't do. It's not even so much about what you did do, it's what they didn't do, and it's kind of hard to defend. So, and it also, I think somebody younger lies to a Libra, which always makes me irritated. But the spotlight is on, they get blamed for what other people do. Which is never any
Watch
fun.
out, Andrew.
And they're usually too polite to say anything about it. For Scorpios, this is in their 6th house of work. Scorpios are trying to start, and they have been trying to start since January, to restructure their work environment. And they did a good job with it, but now they're going to take 1 or 2 steps backwards. And the idea of that is to, because they were so ambitious, started so many things, a lot of that stuff isn't going to stick on the wall, and the retrograde's time for the stuff to fall off the wall. And try not to be overly ambitious in what you want to create. Sagittarians, not a bad time at all. Good time with kids, good time with vacation, good time with lovers, love affairs, all of that. It's not going to really impact them as dramatically as some of the other signs. So they're one of the few signs that actually has a good time with this. For Capricorns, it is in their 4th house of home. And Capricorns, save your remodeling projects till the end of April, because you have no idea what you're getting into. And it's the type of thing where you go to do one thing and you find out that you've got 28 other things you have to do with it. So, and also problem with somebody younger at home. For Aquarians, not very bad energy, which is kind of interesting considering one just became a person of interest, one of our football players. And I know they think that's going to be done right away, but I tell you what, that ruling is not going to come down until probably the 3rd or 4th week in April. So, and if they get any kind of legal advice or counseling, they should take it.
Okay.
And then the last sign is Pisces, and for them, it's all about money. It's about money agreements, and it's going to be really hard for the Pisces to keep their money straight over the next 4 weeks or so, because there's a lot of unanticipated expenses. And to the Pisces, I say, fix it right the first time. Don't nickel and dime it, because all you'll end up doing is extending it and end up costing you more money in the long run. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac for our upcoming Mercury retrograde.